What up? I think it looked pretty good. All right, I'm gonna drink this water real quick, and I need to start this, so hold up. All right, ready to go. So today's topic will be in the fitness category. We're going to talk about the 3 different types of potential personal training clients, what they look like, what some of their habits may be, and of course, everyone has their own details and specifics, but we're just going to talk about the nature today. The nature of the 3 types of personal training clients, and we're going to break them up into cliche categories of children. So 3 types of children. So if you just envision yourself of having the 3 types of cliche textbook type of children, you know, you got your oldest, eldest, firstborn, you got your middle child, problem child, and you got your baby, your ignorant child. So we'll talk about those 3. No disrespect to anybody with kids and be like, my middle child's my best child. You know, don't take it literal. We're thinking of this from a conceptual perspective so you can relate and redirect certain things or certain, energies, if you will, into the personal training environment to help you think about things better and feel better about moving through certain gray areas as a personal trainer. So let's talk about some of those today. So let's start off with the cliche of your firstborn or eldest child. In personal training world, this analogy or translation will look like the person that is in the gym all the time, or at least consistently 3 to 4 times a week or more, working out by themselves, or they may have a partner every now and then, and they're working super hard. They don't seem as though they need a lot of motivation or outside motivation. They don't seem as though they would even need a trainer. This is someone who looks pretty proficient in their movement. Sometimes they're even walking around with a notepad, taking notes, something like that. So I think I kicked the camera. We good. Okay. So, some of the things that this potential client may be struggling with or need is a refresh in program or a deeper understanding or knowledge of what they're doing. So sometimes we see this person and we take for granted that they got it all figured out or that they know exactly what's going on. Sometimes that is not true. Sometimes they've just got on Google, or they've watched a YouTube video, or they've seen something on the Instagram, and they're just trying to mimic or imitate what they've seen the best way that they know how, but they really don't understand what they're doing. Now, some pros to this type of client, some things to look forward to with this type of client, is that they will not need a lot of intrinsic motivation, and they won't need a lot of pep talk or, trying to get them to get their mind right. So these are some things, or that is a thing that will be a pro with working with this client. Some cons to this is that these types of clients could struggle with receiving instruction, and they may or may not question a lot of what you do just because they've been so used to taking care of themselves and so used to working on their own. So if we relate this back to your eldest child or firstborn, it's your firstborn kid, it's your first kid, at a younger age, and this is the kid that's just like, well, you're at work all the time, or I'm kind of by myself, so I kind of have this loner mentality even though I may need help. And because I kind of look in the mirror and I see my own leader in a way, it's kind of hard for me to take instruction, or kind of hard for me to really settle into the fact that I need help or that I could be wrong about some stuff. But the thing with this is that they're usually mature enough and confident enough to really pay attention to what you're saying, and eventually, if not right off the bat, put their ego aside and receive great instruction. How you go about talking to this type of person at the gym or fitness center or environment is to just make natural conversation about what it is that they're doing, how their workout's going, the types of things or goals that they're, trying to set, but make it more of just a general conversation like, hey man, I see you getting on this bench press, you got a show coming up, or, you play any sports outside of this or just whatever. These people are usually also very happy to talk to you because they're not coming from a intimidated place, and they really understand that you are the professional in the situation, and they consider themselves a professional in their own right. So they just like to be in like-minded company, which is an easy way just to kind of cut that off. So very easy to talk to, even though they may look like they already know what they're doing and may not need any help. So pulling up my notes again real quick. Number 2. So going down the list, the number 2 type of client that you'll have to deal with, or potential client that you may see, is our middle child or problem child. Now, of course, this is probably the most trickiest because these people, they look really capable, but they may have problems with motivation, or they may have problems with consistency, or they may have problems with making excuses or prioritizing certain things over the others, or they may be stuck in just only wanting to do one thing. So your problem childs or middle childs, or people that you see that they're capable, they look in pretty good shape, but all they want to do is go to Zumba, or all they want to do is go to group exercise class, or all they want to do is ride the bike, or they're really kind of on the fence about who they talk to, and they're kind of picky about what it is they like to do. So it's almost like a middle child, right? Who, for whatever reason, the middle child is always the picky eater, or they always feel like they're in competition with the oldest child and the baby. And they tend to be a little high maintenance for no reason, because you're looking at them going like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, why are you making things so difficult? Or why do you think like that? Or, nobody's, out to get you, or just whatever, So, and you kind of feel some of those same things in your gut when you're experiencing or you're talking to, that middle child, problem child type of personality in the fitness center. Pros to dealing with the problem child or middle child type of personality potential client is that they are very capable. They are usually, the people who, they are in pretty decent shape. They're not coming with a bunch of injuries or bad habits or things like that. And outside of their temperament, at some cases, they do actually like and they enjoy receiving instruction, which brings me, back to the first point I made about them, is that these are the type of people that like group environments. So they like group class and receiving instruction in group class, so they feel a part of the group and they don't feel singled out, or they feel like, they're getting to experience a, elevated effect from working with others, and not, feeling so intimidated and things like that within a group setting. So these are people that do like to receive instruction. Now, the cons to working with this type is that they're not going to always have the best attitude about stuff. So even if they're showing up to classes or they're showing up to their training session, they're always going to kind of have this sense of like, whew, when is this over with? Or I'm ready to go home. Or, whew, this is hard, and they'll push through it. So as a trainer, you have to just know, and moving into how to deal with the middle child or problem child type of personality, is that you just have to know how to, in a way, ignore all of their emotional turbulence and just stay on, your specific regimen or protocol system for them. So a good way to talk to this person or reel this person in is to offer something free or something complimentary, so that you can really showcase your personality and showcase your worth. So unlike the eldest child will notice and understand that you are the professional, you're certified, whatever. They'll respect your credentials and respect your knowledge and your experience way more than your middle child will. Your middle child will only care if you care about them specifically. So they're going to want to really know and understand your personality and how you're going to make them feel and how things are going to go from a hands-on perspective. And they're going to want to, in a way, manage the details a little bit more. So they're not going to want to do things that don't seem fun or don't seem like it's something that they're going to look forward to. So you have to kind of sell yourself a little bit more when you're dealing with the middle child or problem child. And my video likes to stop at 11 minutes, so went ahead and stopped it myself. All right, so our last one on the list will be our youngest or our baby, okay? So our youngest or our babies in the gym, they may look like the middle child, and sometimes they even look like the oldest child, but that's because that the baby's trying to imitate their older siblings. So a baby in the gym or the youngest child in the gym, a lot of times you'll see them bouncing around and doing a whole bunch of different stuff. And when you really look at it, it kind of seems like they don't have a really set plan or structure or method to their madness. So with the oldest child, you see them, they're super focused, they're super zoned in. They may or may not have a notepad with them. You see them doing a proper amount of sets and reps or time exercises. They're taking the right, breaks. You'll see the middle child working with a personal trainer and they may be complaining, but they're getting through it, or they only go to classes, or they only do a set comfortable thing in the gym, and you see them stay there. Your babies in the gym are typically your people who are bouncing around from machine to machine. You'll see them kind of reading the machine to see how things work. You'll kind of see them talking a little bit too much in the gym because they get easily distracted, like a baby, stuff like that. So with the babies, they really don't know what's right or wrong. They really don't know what to do. So with the babies or the youngest personality type in the gym who's kind of all over the place, they don't really know where to go. The pros to these people is that they don't have any bad habits. They don't have any set comfort zones. They don't have any set ways about them. They're just kind of along for the ride. The cons about these people is that sometimes they're really hard to commit and really hard to get focused in, because to them, they're just really liking the experience or liking the environment more, than actually being bought into something. So ways to communicate or deal with the youngest child or the baby in the gym is to offer them the same fun type of experience that you have to offer the middle child, but then also offering them immediate value that you offer the oldest child. So how you do that is, you can invite them to something for free, like a group exercise class, or you can just spark up conversation with the youngest child on the fitness floor. But with them, you just have to talk to them about how their day is going, getting to know them so that they begin to like you and want to talk to you. And then they'll eventually want to ask you, fitness questions or things like that. And then they'll come around to being like, what? Maybe I should train, or maybe I should do something different, or I've seen you train other people and I want to do some of that too. It's just like the youngest child that's watching their older siblings do all the right things. They eventually want to do that too. But with them, it's really not about, getting them hooked onto the fitness. It's more so about getting them hooked onto you, and then them seeing what's working for other people and then wanting to join along in those efforts. So those are the three types today. Of course, we'll do more videos and more details about each type, but just wanted to kind of throw out, those three major kind of cliches in the gym. So of course, everybody has their own specific details. Not everybody fits directly into their one box, but just in general, if you are a personal trainer, those are some things to look for and to identify and to know that, okay, I'm dealing with, this, that, or the third, how to approach them or what some of their care abouts may be based on the nature of this particular person or this particular potential client. All right. So this video will be in the fitness section. May or may not be too long for IGTV, but never too long for YouTube. So like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you like it. All my personal trainers out there, either startup or veteran personal trainers, let me know if these videos and these tips really work for y'all, or they resonate, or they're just, something that may be ironic or kind of funny, that you can really apply to your fitness business or personal training, group exercise business. All right. So I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.